Hello everyone, I am Li Wenyi. Welcome to Taiwan is my home. Our first guest today is a sand artist from Philippines. His father was an elected representative, but 10 years ago he got stroke suddenly. Being a son, he had to carry the burden of family. He came to Taiwan working to support the family. He misses his family so much that he started to self-learn sand art. Now he could draw his parents' portrait vividly with sand. He also hopes to perform in the hospital or streets to bring the joys to more people. Bending over, Mario completed a portrait with sand in 10 minutes, moving 2 and 4 with both hands and making the sand in different shapes. Controlling the amount of sand with his palms, making delicate outline with sand, pushing sand with palms, this is a technique for large areas, and fingers gives the portrait. Would you like to try later? Later I'll ask Uncle to draw it for you, okay? I want to be a street artist because I like to get in touch with people. Getting in touch with people, you could talk to them in person, and it inspires me a lot. Talking to people and getting in touch with them is really special. And I could present it in my sand art. 5 years ago, Mario came to Taiwan for work unintentionally. Learning sand art by himself originally is just his interest to kill time. Unexpectedly, he was invited to perform on the year-end party. Since then, he loved the feeling of getting people's attention. Also encouraged by his girlfriend, he got a street performance license of Taipei City this year. However, performing on the street is not an easy job. Because Mario is very shy, it is inevitable to interact with audience on the street, but his girlfriend takes care of his job. That's alright. No, because the screen would go out. Okay. It would be but about 3 seconds it will show next one. Performing on the street, it is easy to draw children's attention. In order to adjust their heights, Mario chooses a lower sand art desk. Therefore, he has to bend over to draw. Usually after one night, he couldn't straighten up his back, but he still enjoys it. Sand art touches my heart. When I make sand art, I'm very touched. People like my sand art works. That's why I practice sand art every day. Inside the moving sand, there are my feeling and emotions. Thank you. The claps from the audience is the greatest encouragement to Mario. He invites the crowd to become the model of his sand art, taking their photos with cell phone. It's Mario's first step of drawing. I want to draw their portraits because drawing their portraits is special for them and it's meaningful. At the beginning, I draw my parents with sand. It is very special to them, so I tell myself that I want to give Taiwanese and other foreigners here a special performance. All the videos in Mario's cell phone are the records of his performance over the years. To him, the economical benefit brought by street performance is no better than getting a wow from the audience. When I make sand drawing, it's really great. They are very happy when they watch me drawing. When they are saying, wow, I really feel very honored. The feeling is so good. Thank you. He enjoys the feeling of being approved. When Mario was in Philippines, he studied public administration in college about changing the world. Mario said directly he had some thoughts. He thinks many Filipino children have the talent of heart. However, because of economical condition, they lack of cultivation. He hopes to use his ability to help the kids in his hometown. At first, because I am full of passion about drawing, I want to show my talent and skill. I want to make people happy and make them smile. Afterwards, I want to earn some money to help some kids and teenagers who are in the same special situation to let them learn art. The falling sand portrays not only faces but also his concern to his hometown. Philippines is surrounded by sea. Just like Taiwan, Mario has a special feeling to the sea. Being at the beach, it seems to be closer to hometown. Like there was one time that he went to the beach in Hsinchu on his day off. He was watching kids playing sand. Suddenly he had the interest in sand. The sand, which couldn't be held by hands, after falling down it has unlimited possibility. Feeling surprised, Mario started to create something. By the sense of touch, he chose appropriate sand, bring back to dormitory, and keep practicing. Most of the time, he practices 2 or 3 pictures on his days off or after work. Sometimes he could practice outside. Only when he gets in touch with the audience, he could get inspiration. A talent needs white-hired hunters. Mario is introduced by a friend to help a crime school to get creating the classroom for Christmas. Because of this chance, his talents were discovered and he also fell in love. Just giving him some plastic bags and papers and acrylic paint, he could decorate the classroom as a forest or a sea world with a mermaid, including the outfit of what I'm wearing now is all handled by him. With Chen's admiration and encouragement, Mario makes his mind to become a street artist, and Chen gives her hand to Mario's performance, sharing life's ups and downs that gradually become lovers from friends. Because he is a foreigner, he would get some troubles. I would tell him that, how about let me help you to attend the test for the street performance license of Taipei, because most of his performance in Taipei. So since then we were busy together for this issue, then we got closer and closer and getting know more about this person. Besides, he loves to perform, he's very thoughtful. The most touching part is Mario not only shows his care to his girlfriend, he also wants to contribute to the society. He wants to go to the hospital, performing for children or for elders. He wants to entertain the patients in the hospitals. I asked him, why do you want to do that? He said he received a lot of favors from others. Therefore, he thinks he should make some contribution to the society. Thinking back 30 years ago, he started practicing an art. He hadn't had any target then. He just keep portraying his parents' face, using sand capsules to convey his thoughts entirely. Started with my parents. I left home for a long time. I missed them and I began to draw their faces. I thought face was most realistic. Then I drew different people as templates. After 3 years practicing, I specialized in this art. He transferred his homesickness into the sand in his hand, little by little. When his parents' faces got more and more clear, the whole portraits were shown on the table. The little gap in his heart is filled gradually. Mario's father was a local elected representative. 10 years ago, he got stroke suddenly. The family lost the economical pillar in the sudden. This makes Mario had no choice but go out to take over the burden of supporting family. Unexpectedly, coming back to Hsinchu for work became the chance to start his art life. I was really full of passion about art. I have loved art since I was little. When I decided to work in Taiwan, I just came here for work. I never know I would be famous because of sand art. When I started to make sand art, I just realized how special it is. Because his sand art is interviewed by medias, Mario told his mom with joy. His family showed the news to his sick father. Originally, he couldn't speak. To everyone's surprise, he talked with excitement. There was one time I drew my father with sand. They appreciated what I did. The television station interviewed me. I was really surprised. He could talk, even though just a few words like hello. I hide my emotions. When we had video calls, he really admires what I do. So I devoted myself into this art fully to show everyone, to make my family proud, and to make my country proud of. Mario held the tears which is going to burst into, bubbled, talking about his father. The exciting emotion might be his passion to his performances, the reason he likes to be gazed at. He hopes to have more creations to let his father and hometown know that he is doing well in a foreign land and his artwork is admired by Taiwanese.
Play so softly in my heart, or am I dreaming?
Singing familiar songs to Mario, this is the moment he relaxes most. Singing and eating with friends all come from Philippines. Sometimes we come here for relaxing, although we have a lot of work. Sometimes we come here for parties. Before he started to perform on the street, Mario often come here with friends on holidays. For him, Filipino restaurant had a familiar smell, familiar language since he got his fame because of sand art. Coming here once a while becomes a luxury entertainment. In the nightfall, this time Mario is holding microphone in sand of stand, still singing with his determination a song about his sand art life. When you go abroad, arriving at the first terminal of Taoyuan Airport, do you think the lobby has a brand new look? One of the co-authors of this project is Masatoshi Tomita from Japan. When he is in college, his hometown experienced the Great Hanshin earthquake, so he decided to major in structural design. 30 years ago, he was dispatched to work in Taiwan to build 921 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan. He started a music business and got married and have kids here, and now his creations and footprints could be seen through Taiwan. Coming to Bishan Mountain, the direction to Bashi Lake. Exotic suspension bridge of this mini house, it looks like a dragon flying over the valleys. It draws visitors' attentions. Looking down from the sky, terrain with mountains around the Bash Lake is just like a dragon spot. In order to cope with the symbol of local area, the bridge deck take parts of keels as the structure design. The creator is the Japanese Masatoshi Tomita. In fact, things like suspension bridge in other countries, especially in Japan, there are more shaky suspension strings because if the shakier it is, the more children will like. Many people would be a bit nervous. This is a very interesting experience. Unlike the tall abutment, which is common in Taiwan, Bashi Lake Bridge is only using the steel cable. The anchors of each side and the nets are connecting with floor support the whole bridge. Walking on bridge is like walking on the arms or on the dragon. Not only broad vision, shaking compared with traditional bridge is less. When we're designing it, it's not just only considering safety issues, but also its beauty feature, or that place specialty, or if they have some stories. Take all these conditions into consideration. I will try my best to do it with this kind of attitude. Usually the structure design emphasizes on practical and safety, but what Tomita cares about is the balance after involving aesthetic. Sometimes variation of angles or change 2D to 3D, and a bore of the roof or bus station would become the focus. Tomita says that his job is making beautiful bone structures for buildings to let everyone see the beauty. In fact, structure means the bones of buildings. For example, during the earthquake or when a typhoon comes, it's the building going to fall or safety. This is something to confirm. It's the article to design, generally speaking, something like that. Speaking of structure design, Tomita always mentions about earthquakes because he's born in Kobe, Japan. In 1995, he was a junior student in college and experienced the great power of Hanshin earthquake. He was majoring in architecture at that time. Realizing the importance of structure to buildings, he made up his mind to concentrating on structure design. After 4 years, 921 earthquake occurred in Taiwan. In that time, Tomita was working in a famous structural design company in Japan. In order to help Taiwan to build 921 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan, he was dispatched to become the first general manager in Taiwan. Take Taichung Wufeng, for example. In fact, during 921 earthquakes, we preserved all the buildings which was ruined. Preserving in such a big scale things like this in Japan is impossible to see. So, as a person from Kobe, in this way, I should complete this memorial building of 921 earthquake. I was really impressed that Taiwan is able to record the history of earthquake completely. Because of ceremony, when the company finished the case with Taiwan, Tomita, on the contrary, decided to stay in Taiwan. SDG was going to close and returning to Taiwan. My ex-boss said that before, but because I've stayed here for 3 or 4 years in Taiwan, I made a lot of efforts. In fact, I got several cases. If I gave up something like this, I didn't think it was a good idea. Staying here to protect Taiwan, coming for 13 years, Tomita's architectural design had contributed a lot versus the product 921 earthquake briefing area, achieving a Taiwan Architecture Prize. Zhongdou Wetland Tourist Center in Kaohsiung also obtained a FICABCI award. Numerous winning record, Tomita always used his mind to let the architecture and his environment integrate. From top bottom of Taiwan, even the facade of our country, lobby of the first terminal at Huoyuan Airport, the curved route with elegant outline is designed by him. Because in Taiwan, to make a special structure in my point of view, there is no second choice. Just go to find him directly because there's no other way. It seems like there's another choice. His specialty is the structure of steel and wood, so if I want to make something like that, I would find him. If it's too easy, I don't think that's good because maybe I am Japanese. I often think that if I want to make a product, should be a better one, how to present, to change a planar chassis system into a space truss system. With space truss system, the strength of the horizontal direction will be firmer. With perfect insist on his job, Tomita's always obsessed with models because he doesn't like armchair strategists. Cut it into flat status first, and this should stand up. Yes. In this way, when it comes to here, it would be just right. Combining his profession in structure and talent of architecture, getting to know each other for 10 years, in Ji Yaqi's eyes, Tomita is the kind of legendary. The structure model he made is very delicate. At that time, I observed that this Japanese is quite good. The craft could be thin like that, and the paper is cut to 0.1 or 0.2 centimeter. The components are so delicate that I was really amazed. Actually, structural calculation could be run off computer, but Tomita would rather spend time to making a ratio scale mode because he thinks models could really inflect the reality, whether the structure is solid or not. If you have a model, you could touch it directly. When you touch the model, you would know which part is more fragile and which part is stronger. You would know the picture immediately. You don't need computers to calculate. When he speaks about models, it's quite interesting. Like this table in the meeting room is actually made by recycled cardboard. It is strong and durable without any nail. In fact, while you're doing this thing, you would find that you could do it without any clue. So I said, okay, we could do all the things in this way. Though winning countless prizes, if you ask him which design he likes most, Tomita said he doesn't have answers because his teacher taught him never be satisfied with his work. The work you designed 3 years ago, if you are dissatisfied after completion, in these 2 or 3 years you won't make any progress. This is what I mean. So never be satisfied with what I made. His character seems stubborn, but his interaction with people is very warm. Every day at noon, Tomita would have lunch with employees together because only this time he could take off the serious mask as a boss. Tomorrow I will go to Gongshan too. I will go. I want to understand my own employees in every aspect, such as their mentor status, having girlfriend or not in a relationship. I would like to understand these kind of things. During the work, everyone is busy on their own work, so lunchtime is the only time everyone could chat a little bit. And maybe one of the people he knows would be one we saw on the internet like this. We would have the chance to know somebody from the boss and to know these people having the size that we never know before. Originating from the apprenticeship from Japanese worker spirit to lead the young employees, learning from what they are doing and doing from what they learned is how he strives. Plug in the last step. All plug in, okay. My friend plug in all the tenants. I want to do that too. Sure. During the interview, it is not hard to notice that Tomita speaks very good Mandarin thanks to his Taiwanese wife. At first, she worked in a Japanese firm. Lin Charong wanted to learn Japanese and Tomita happened to learn Mandarin. The teacher just made the group. Tomita used to be afraid of the strong personality of Taiwanese girls. To surprise, this woman can listen to him and always with a gentle smile, which was melting his heart. There are many elderly men from Japan, they like Charong very much, and those elderly would often tell that, Mr. Tomita, you have to get married with Miss Lin or else you will regret. When my parents know that the person I was dating is Japanese, they opposed a lot because they're afraid of that their daughter would probably go to Japan in the future. When Tomita was chasing Lin, he got many oppositions. He was trying to go to persuade Lin's big family. To his surprise, the person he used to be against him is his best wingman. In fact, Charong's family was surprised that her grandfather speaks Japanese fluently. So when I went to Taiwan, I often chatted with Grandpa in Japanese. Grandpa told me many stories about Charong's childhood, married stories. He told me that in the evening we would have beer together. We built up a very nice relationship. As long as Grandpa agrees, other opposed people would agree too. Afterwards, he said that he hoped to stay in Taiwan to develop here in Taiwan, so under his premise, we were able to date each other. He finally married to Lin. After married, they were both office workers. Tomita would share housework actively. He said he is taller than his wife, so he could take care of the clothesline. He has greater strength than his wife, so he would help their daughters take shower. He enjoys all the works, probably because my job is about mechanics and physics. I like to have my life more rational. This is my idea. Once he drinks a little more beers or wines, he would start saying that, I love you, my wife, I love you most. No matter where he is, he would become like this. In Japanese people's eyes, it must be very strange things. Japanese thinks that maybe he's not Japanese. In fact, Tomita didn't forget his origin. He teaches his daughter Japanese and hopes the whole family would go back to Japan. To visit grandparents they could communicate without language barrier, stick to ideals and ambitions, meet up, settle down in Taiwan, strive for it, for this sweet family will accompany with him all the time. Have you ever heard of lake food? This kind of food is focusing on the original taste of food, the food style without overcooking unexpectedly, making a chance for a girl from South Africa to stay in Taiwan. Originally, she just wanted to be an English teacher, teaching for some years and saving money, then go back. At her surprise, she had the feelings to these places and met her fiancé. She went to America to learning cooking, then come back to Taiwan to open a lake food restaurant, hope to let everyone eat at ease and comfort. It would be the greatest encouragement for her. I am Prish. I am from South Africa. I think the most special part of Prish is her true heart. Something that is very important behind the true heart is her bravery. When you eat some naked food, you'll get more energy, you would feel more relaxed, become happier. Natural melon, cut, diced, peeled, put in the shredded machine, into a long strip of melon, put in a big bowl, the noodle and a special sauce. When entering one's tongue, splendid taste makes people find the melon is the spirit of the dish. Crunch taste, completely overturned with common spaghetti image. The chef Prish is just like a magician, have the same natural ingredients turn into a different outlook. There is a common feature of this delicacy, they are all naked food. Okay, we could try this appetizer. This is made by Xiaowei. The first point is, it should be all natural, so we'll definitely not use any additives or preservatives. Point 2 is should be fresh. Do not heat more than 45 degrees. That way it will make the food, all the nutrients and enzymes destroyed. Naked food. The new concept of this food means that stress on ingredients for its flavor do not overcooked. Temperature should not over 45 degrees. The most Taiwanese people like to cook with high temperatures, very different. JJ, did you do it right? Yes. This yellow broccoli should match with this green sauce. Yes, which one is whiter? Is that right? The contrast color is better. You think so too? We use too many spices. The thing we added to food would make our digest system be heated up. In this way, although naked food is raw and not cooked with high temperature, but it won't hurt your digest system. You made my favorite food, pizzas. Let's try your favorite. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay, I like both. In fact, Prish started to cook. The person who inspired her is first Huang Liho, his boyfriend's mother. I think there is serendipity between us, a serendipity. After we are in a relationship, at the time she said she wanted to eat my dish. I said, okay, let's cook together. And then we went to Yongchun Market, did some grocery shopping, and then cooked together. What I taught her was pretty simple. Originally, Prish could only cook South African cuisine. Huang Mama taught her how to know Taiwanese cuisine. It opens Prish's eyes into the world of cooking. The most important thing that she found, cooking could make a person happy. This is our chimichurri sauce. Oh, chimichurri sauce. I'm very surprised because our guests like this very much. I like it. You like it because there is cilantro inside. Cilantro? Cilantro. Many Taiwanese don't like cilantro. Yes, yes. Prish had been in Taiwan for 10 years. At first, she was an English teacher. Her plan was to save the funding for first starting a business. Then she would go back to South Africa. In the end, she had taught for 6 years, have deep connection with Taiwan. Also, she found Taiwanese children are generally lack of confidence. Knowing about drama, Prish had an idea that perhaps she could have taught a performance in schools to let children through drama learn something like in counting some problems, how to act actively and solve problems actively. The company educates students by dramas, so we done this for over 1 year. Totally 134 performances, but after this, I didn't really know what is my next job. I was afraid that there would be some days I just stay at home, didn't know what to do. So I started to cook. When I cook, I feel very comfortable. For this time, cooking to Prish is something to kill time. Before she became a chef, there is still a big distance. Until 2012, Prish went to United States with her boyfriend and went to South Africa to visit family. After this trip, Prish accidentally got to know naked food, and this changed her life completely. During the trip, we had a lot of meat. The meat was very tasty, but we didn't feel comfortable. After we came back, I wanted to eat something more healthier, so I looked for some raw food in the internet. At that time, I thought it was very interesting. What is that? How should I cook it? After trying the naked food for 12 days, Prish loves this kind of dietary. Unrestricted ideas were forming gradually in her head. She started to cook naked food and even had the idea to open the restaurant to promote naked food to more people. I was very excited to making more products and sharing to my friends. They asked me to sell the products to them. They asked me to do more and more products, selling more naked food, sharing to more friends. And on our social network, we found this is a new and passionate business chance. Hard effort should be paid before fulfill the dream. Prish went to Los Angeles to learn cooking. Even though she didn't have solid foundation, her cooking skills were not raw at all. Her boyfriend becomes her greatest support. As an interior designer, Huang designed the restaurant all by himself. This is their starting point of their dream.
Okay.
Hey! Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hey, Tammy. This garden is gorgeous.
All the food in this restaurant are all organic. Prish admitted that she used to be confused. Because the problem of food safety broke out, most of the people didn't understand the concept of organic food. By some chances, she met a professional organic farmer. The vegetable I get is more organic and they planted themselves. And she asked me suddenly that is organic vegetable really that good? She means, does it worth such a high price? But since that time, she had the interest because many people know organic food, this kind of food, but they didn't know the problem of food safety is that serious. The ideas just rises, it gives her an idea, but now it's totally different. Not too long, about 2 years, she changed completely. She insists very strictly the food should be good, clean, and healthy. So afterwards, she would look for me. Opening a restaurant, at first many people didn't be optimistic to it. Facing the guests who don't understand naked food, Prish always patiently communicates with customers over and over again. The restaurant has opened for 6 months, had already have many royal customers. At the time, I thought it was really special. I particularly asked that naked food, does it mean wearing clothes? Is it naked? She said yes, it's not like food being naked, presented in front of you. And you know, all the food are handmade by themselves, and you would feel that, oh, this is especially healthy, and have a better feeling. It wouldn't have burden on your body. No, not at all. Prish's restaurant is different from others. Every Tuesdays, the restaurant is closed and didn't sell food. Instead, there are different kinds of lessons, such as pilates, wine tasting, or cooking lessons. Besides the registered students, she also encourages her employees to have lessons together, helping employees to have advanced studies with her, with naked food and programs to reach the balance of between body and spirit. I think Prish cares a lot about the balance between body and spirit, so usually they will do some practices. They also hire a teacher who teaches Pilates here. Every Tuesday, we welcome not only our students, but also friends and neighbors around to attend the programs together. Prish cares the growing of body and spirit very much. It helps her to face any kind of stress and negative emotions. When she runs to the restaurant, that her enabled to transform her mood very quickly. As for the development of naked food restaurant in Taiwan in the future, Prish said she's very doubtful. I think now in Taiwan, more and more people tend to eat more healthier. There are more and more vegetarian restaurants in Taiwan now, so I think we are just right in time. Prish said she had traveled to many places. The most beautiful scene in Taiwan is people. If the healthy raw food concept is promoted, more and more people could live more comfortable and healthier. It's her greatest joy. The beauty of Taiwan sometimes is very unforgettable. Like this mother, Bin Xunliu, got married in Taiwan in 1994 unexpectedly in just 10 years. Her husband and mother-in-law passed away one after another, let her leave Taiwan sadly and silently. But then she came back here 2 years ago again, this time with her son and sister's help. She's going to use the good cooking skill passed by her parents to rebuild good memories in Taiwan. Mixing with oil and make it spicy. This is the flavor you can't make in Taiwan. Only with prickles and pepper, these two tastes, you could get this flavor. Frying the meat until the spicy smell comes out. Tempting spicy fragrance is the unique atmosphere of this Chongqing restaurant. Owner Liu Bingxin is from Chongqing, Sichuan, talented in cooking. In fact, before setting her shop towards her hometown cuisine, was completely a blank paper. Before I opened the diner, I asked my mom to come here. We'll try to do that because pickled veggie fish is my mom's and dad's favorites. After I asked my mom to come here to teach me for 3 months, when I started learning, I was, how should I say, I was scolded to cry by my mom. Sometimes scolded to cry by my mom. When she just started learn cooking, in those months she ate what she cooked every day as lunch, as dinner. She just keep tasting for 2 or 3 months. She ate so much she feels sick when she saw fish. Chongqing pickled fish veggie through long process cooking is one of the famous China dish. To control the secret recipe completely, Liu especially invited her mom from Sichuan after a tight and strict training. She could now completely get the picture about her mom's cooking. Like this glutinous rice steamed pork ribs, whether the seasoning ratio or cooking process, every detail is the key process. The hardest part is the process during seasoning and marinating the ribs To add in something like prickles papers and other powders, there are many things that I've been learning for a long time. Sometimes the taste is different, also needs some time to fix and learn. From kitchen to serving to run a diner is not that easy. Although she was just 40-something, she still feels tired and exhausted. What I think is my mom works her alone. And as long as I have free time, I would come to help her to reduce some of her burden, that she won't feel that tired. This helpful and well-behaved son is the Liu's spirit port in Taiwan. In 1994, Lin Shijing followed his husband Liu Chenlong, arriving in Taiwan for the first time, settled down in Kaohsiung. When she just got here, she was not accustomed to here. First is the dietary and environment and language barriers. But afterwards, I found my parents-in-law took care of me a lot. They are very thoughtful. Then after 1 year, I was getting used to Taiwan in life. After delivering her son, the whole family lived happily. Unfortunately, the biggest test in her life was coming silently. My parents-in-law were very nice to me. However, in these 10 years, my husband passed away, my mother-in-law passed away, and the medical fee cost me a lot. When I left Kaohsiung, I had no money, only $100 left. I went back to China sadly and disappointedly. There is no one she loved in Taiwan. Liu brought her son back to her hometown, Chongqing. Although with family's companions, she still missed those places she was experiencing sadness. I wanted to go back to Taiwan, but my parents didn't agree. They said I have no family in Taiwan, I was alone. In the end, with my insist, I told them I like Taiwan, I want to live in Taiwan. The main reason is she really wanted to go back. But the family opposed very much. They were so against that I called a family meeting, including my parents and my sister, and kept telling my sister never come back again. After the Cold War, my sisters won't talk to my parents. Since they're all worried about my sister, in the end, it was me to convince my parents. Unable to against Liu's insist, the whole family had no choice but to support her. In 2013, Liu came back to Taiwan as she wished, but her parents are so worried about her that she decided to come with her to help her to start a new life. After the restaurant ran smoothly, her family went back to Chongqing after one and another. But Liu's sisters was reluctant to let her sisters walk her outside alone, so she decided to join the family here to let Liu have someone to depend on her life. After my sister's husband passed away, taking care of her kid by herself is not very easy, so the family keeps worrying a lot. I just want to accompany my sister to let her have a companion, just like a commitment to spirit. Everything in the restaurant is helped by her sister. To Liu, she is very relieved. They run this restaurant together. What they didn't say out loud is the love and cares. There is one day around 10 p.m. she asked me to go and rest. I told her, your hands are hurting, you should go home first. She said, no, you go home first. She said, you are very tired and hardworking. And she asked me to go home. Afterwards, I walked home and cried. My sister's love and care to me makes me very touched. Sometimes my sisters would be too tired to work or get ill very seriously. She still holds on to it. The news to parents is always good news. I think to live here is very good, to let my parents worry free. The road chose by herself have to keep going even though it's hard and tiring. Liu is very affectionate in her menu. The strong affection is hidden inside. In order to make grandma's double-cooked pork in her memory, she puts a lot of efforts. This taste we stir-fry, no matter we fry and how we taste, we couldn't get the taste. After we took the prickly and the pepper scent from hometown, the taste is okay. Doing food business, our every detail should be very cared and never be neglect. Liu would insist that much because she wanted to keep the whole good memory of her childhood. this double-cooked pork many years ago. Every time Grandpa comes to our places to cook this dish, we would stand there and waiting for eating it. Before the restaurant opened, we've been learning to cook this dish for about 2 months. I like to eat this too. And this is my mom's son's favorite too. The smell of those dishes in her family makes her use each dish not only taste it, but also touch people's heart. While cooking the dishes, she understands her family and love to her. And grateful for everything she has now and the thoughtful companion from her son. Usually when he knows I don't feel good, she would say, "Are you okay, mommy?" Would massage for me, sometimes would scrub for me. My son is very thoughtful and well behaved. My mom works very late because the restaurant closed late. And when she sleeps, sometimes something happened in the school. Although she is very tired, she would come to school immediately to see what happened to me, then take me home for rest. I think I should not let her worry too much. I want to be filial to her. How much is this? $440. The mother and son depend on each other. The son not only could understand his mother's love, but also the insisting and good attitude towards working. It has a positive influence on the son. Seeing my mom being so passionate to her job and never give up. Even when she is sick or other problems, she would insist on finishing the work, applying to my study, or the attitude towards others. I could do it like this, like my mom. Being serious and insisting in her bestie's eyes, she admired her from the deep of their hearts. Leaving hometown, we have no family and friends here. Comparing to do what we do, it must be very hard and difficult at first. But she insists to the end. I would give her a big applause. Except the gourmet fragrant at the door, the youth restaurant to fellows from Sichuan living in Taiwan is the best choice for homesickness. The restaurant owner is our Chuan Meizi, providing our culinary. So we, our fellow sisters, often meet here and share our fond of memories, nostalgia to hometown dish meeting her besties. To Liu, hometown dish is not only Chongqing's but also Taiwan's ones have become hers. Then she moves her mind. Both of the tastes are melting together and become her unique creative dish. I like Taiwan's stewed chicken, but I also like to eat the mainland China spices and chili flavor to mix all together. So both combination of the taste is my favorite. Working hard for good reputation. Her business is so good that the diner is often occupied fully. This is something out of Liu's expectation. When I just started the business, the guest suggested us that you can expand your diner or other things. After my guest reminded me, I said, okay. Then there happened a store next door. I was trying to expand the diner to make the diner good. She used to bring a broken heart back to hometown Chongqing, but Liu never forgets those beautiful days she had in Taiwan. When she stepped on this land again, making hometown dish, and Liu's heart for two hometowns had melted in the vegetable fields. We hope you enjoyed the show today. Taiwan is my home. See you next week at the same time.